The National Security Agency deleting nearly 700 million phone call and text records over privacy violations. The NSA blaming, quote, technical irregularities in the call record data it received from phone companies. Now, the NSA received some of the data that includes phone numbers and the length of call, but not the content. Joining me now is Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. Tom, we knew that they were digging up more than what Jim Clapper or the other NSA officials were telling us, didn't we?
No one expected when the authorities were first granted back in 2001, and frankly, it was the left that was most concerned about it. It turned out they were right, that the process would be abused so much that they would be gathering essentially all the phone records they possibly could get. That was pulled back once it became public. But it looks like, again, they went way far overboard, and they're blaming the phone companies for giving them too many documents. And then they followed up on those requests and got even more documents they weren't supposed to have. And this gets to a basic competence level with respect to the NSA. Are they doing too much here by thinking they need to investigate all these phone records when they really can't handle it competently? And David, on the other hand...
Tom, excuse, I got to interrupt because I don't think it's a matter of competence. I think it's a matter of honesty and straightforwardness. Because remember, we caught Jim Clapper in a lie. Remember the testimony he gave before Congress when he denied that any of this was going on, and then he had to pull it back. I can't remember the absurd way, the linguistical maneuvering he did to try to pull back from what he had originally said. But I think more than incompetence, it's a matter of simply not being honest with the American public.
Well, the courts have criticized the NSA for that very issue even recently. And in this case, they're destroying records. I don't know if that means that we can't figure out who did what and wrong and whether there can be accountability there. I think the courts overseeing this process need to step in. This is where congressional oversight's been so sorely lacking. The NSA goes and gets tens of millions, hundreds of millions of records they don't have a right to. They destroy them, and we're supposed to move on. That's not the way it's supposed to work. But believe me, as I was saying on Twitter earlier, David, don't worry. All those unmaskings took place of NSA material thanks by the Obama administration, who was in large measure responsible for this lawlessness that took place in terms of getting records they didn't have a right to under the law.
Well, and that just shows, again, you put all of this in the context of the investigations and the political biases that the deep state has, particularly in this case against Donald Trump becoming president of the United States. And you just wonder how much of the authority, how much of the power, how much of the tools that they had available to them did they actually put in place in order to try to achieve their goals.
These records collections are designed to stop terrorist attacks. They're not being done. They're not being used effectively, competently, or, as you point out, perhaps dishonestly. Then we have other intelligence being used, that's supposed to be generally used to figure out what foreigners are up to vis-a-vis the United States. That's being abused to unmask people close to the Trump campaign, if not candidate Trump himself. All these police powers we give the federal government depend on having honest people run the agencies and honest politicians oversee them. It hasn't happened.
Well, and it's that second part that we're working on. And we just had Louis Gohmert on. There are other people that are serious about trying to get congressional oversight back where it belongs in cutting back when their power is abused. And one of them is, of course, getting people to testify. The House Intel Committee just came out with a new list of people, including Elizabeth Dibble, who was involved in operations that might have involved Christopher Steele, Fusion GPS, et cetera. What can you tell us about these people?
Well, it looks like a lot of them, the focus on this batch is at the State Department level, and people should understand that the State Department was a focus for the Clinton operation in terms of laundering dirt from, Russia-related dirt into the FBI and DOJ. So, there was more than one Clinton DNC. There was more than one anti-Trump dossier. You had the dossier created by Steele. Variations of that dossier were laundered into the State Department and by the State Department back over to the FBI. The Get Trump effort by the Obama administration was all hands on deck. You had the FBI, CIA, DOJ, NSA, State Department. You have to wonder what other agencies were involved.
And you have
really
to wonder
incredible.
what else they were doing with their power and the amalgam of that power. There's new insight or suggestion that Mr. Mueller might be using some of the power he's been able to obtain to look into the tax records of the National Rifle Association. What's that about?
Well, when you give a special counsel virtually a limitless charge to investigate anything related to Russia collusion, any story, however false, and this NRA connection thing just smacks of Fusion GPS disinformation. They're going to pursue the leads and just get tax records, which they're able to do without asking the NRA's permission. And this is why, in my view, this special counsel needs to be shut down. Yeah. No one signed on for this when Mueller was hired. Everyone thought he was supposed to be investigating Russia collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. That hasn't panned out. So now he's investigating anyone else who had anything to do with politics in 2016 other than Democrats.
Including getting the tax records of the NRA, which is just extraordinary. It's a private organization. You wonder how many private individuals he has tax records on. Tom Fitton, again, I say it every time. I thank goodness for the Judicial Watch being there. You have oversight of what the government is doing as well, and we appreciate the work you're doing. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, David. Thank you.